Hi, and welcome to the Community Producers. I'm your host, Cheyanna Shypitka. On this show, we've got Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield, firefighter training in Grand Forks, and more. Members of the media and council in Grand Forks recently had the opportunity to experience real-life firefighter training.
We have invited some of the members of the media and council, and we're actually going to give them a crash course on a little personal protective equipment and self-contained breathing apparatus, and then we are going to take them and put them in an actual live fire experience, both interior and exterior. Right, and so that's part of it, is to raise awareness for the fire training ground, and partly for media and for council to let them know where, you know, some of the raised funds that the volunteer fire department has raised for it, as well as some donations by some of the key associations in town, like the Phoenix Foundation. Also, some of the city money that's been put to this. And there's a couple reasons for this. One is we really want to show that the community how beneficial this fire training ground is part one. Part two is we want media and council to experience just how dedicated our firefighters really are. Yes, all our volunteers are required now, and a couple years ago the BC government brought in what's called the Office of Fire Commissioner Playbook, and so now we train all of our firefighters to complete 10,001 firefighter standard, which is equivalent to career firefighters. To have fully complete training is super beneficial to them and the community. Also, you know, in some of our young guys, we have a couple of our young volunteers we had with us who have actually gone on to apply for career positions with bigger communities. The number one reason for constructing the fire ground was for Grand Forks Fire Department, but also the next closest fire grounds to ours are either Penticton out to the west or Nelson to the east, and they're both, you know, a better part of 2 hours away. For us to be able to provide a training facility for the local regional fire departments and the smaller ones, and for all of us, it's always been our big issue, is trying to have a good facility for things like live fire and other training stuff that we have to go through to acquire our certifications. All the prospective recruits need to be in good health. We do require a criminal record check, and also they are required to take when they come on with us, they're required to do all the training, so they need to be, you know, be prepared to take that kind of training. Age-wise, we have a limit of 65 is the senior age at this point. It's a little bit depends on the health of the people, because it's kind of funny, in the fire department, in the fire service, there's a lot of stuff for a lot of different people to do of different abilities and ages. So good health is the main one. So they can go online, gffr.ca, and we do have a recruit application there. They can also call City Hall 250-442-8266, or they can call our direct number 250-442-3612, and come on down, and we can answer any questions for them. We can hand them an application, and away we go.
As the first Canadian to walk in space and former commander of the International Space Station, astronaut Chris Hadfield definitely has an interesting story, and he recently made a stop in Cranbrook to share it with students. We get more from Jeremy Russin.
The space shuttle had 80 million horsepower. 80 million horsepower. And you can feel like every single one of those horses kicking you in the back as you're getting pushed up off the surface of the world.
Following a 21-year career as an astronaut, Chris Hadfield is now retired and using his experiences to inspire others, especially the younger generation.
The opportunity to talk to young Canadians is a huge privilege. I do it as often as time allows. I am so fortunate compared to so many people around the world. But I think with that fortune comes the responsibility to try and help shape the lives of the people that are following.
Growing up on a corn farm in southern Ontario, in a time when space travel was more science fiction than reality, it was one event, July 20th, 1969, which would change his life forever, as a 9-year-old Hadfield watched the first moon landing.
That transition from historic fantasy to a present reality really changed what I chose to do with my life. I made different choices in my life as a result of the people who had inspired me.
What followed was a commitment to one day become an astronaut. 25 years later, that dream would become a reality as Hadfield entered into orbit as part of a mission to the Mir space station in November 1995.
To see a point of light that gets bigger and bigger and bigger and turns into this human creation orbiting the world, and then come in and dock and open the hatch and go inside, it seems like a miracle.
Throughout his career, Hadfield would spend a total of 6 months in space, circling Earth 2,600 times. In 2013, he would even record a series of songs in orbit, which would eventually form Space Sessions, Songs from a Tin Can, the only album ever featuring songs recorded in space.
I can draw lots of charts and graphs of what I've done. I've written books about it. But for a lot of people, expressing it musically allows them to sort of feel it differently or more completely than they will any other way.
I definitely like the singing aspect of it because I'm a very musical person in general. It's not any sort of scientific breakthrough, but I think it's still interesting.
Hadfield's story is one of sacrifice, perseverance, and making your dreams come true. For students, it's affirmation that anything is possible.
No matter what walk of life you come from, you can really do whatever you want as long as you persevere and you kind of just do what you say you're going to do and, you know, get through the rough times and, you know, overcome.
It's kind of inspirational how it shows that you can do like whatever you put your mind to.
You can always chase your dreams and always just continue on and like never really give up.
He really inspired me to do what I want when I grow up and to give it your fullest and to not be afraid of things in life.
I hope they start thinking about the choices they make and how those choices will someday impact their futures. And I think there's that message that failure is okay because you're supposed to learn from failure. I see way too many kids nowadays that they're terrified to try anything because they're scared to fail.
I hope that the students here today maybe see the world in a way they hadn't completely seen it before. Some ideas of things that are happening that maybe they weren't aware of. And with both of those, perhaps a sense of opportunity for them individually, things they might have a chance to do.
For the community producers in Cranbrook, I'm Jeremy Russin.
The City of Castlegar has started producing Castlegar Connects, a series of helpful videos giving residents and homeowners useful tips and information on city businesses and utilities. In our first video, we look at the city budget and how you can contribute.
Hi, I'm Andre. I'm the City of Castlegar's Director of Finance. I'm going to walk you through the Castlegar Connects 2017 Budget Survey. I welcome you to the City of Castlegar's Castlegar Connects How to Online Budget Survey tutorial. This video will walk you through how to access and complete the city's citizen budget survey so that you can have your say in creating the 2018 budget and 5-year financial plan. First, go to www.castlegar.ca. You can access the Citizen Budget Survey by clicking on the 2018 Citizen Budget Survey icon on the city's website or by typing in castlegar.citizenbudget.com. The live survey has a picture of a Castlegar family and introductory text. You can read the introductory text and then scroll down to view the pie charts. The pie charts depict taxation on the average single-family home in the City of Castlegar. You can see that the assessed value of the average family home in the city of Castlegar was $265,800 in 2017. This is the default value, and that municipal taxes on the average family home, not including the stormwater parcel tax, were $938 in 2017. Then you can view the pie chart to the right and see how tax was distributed to various services and programs operated by the city. The amount in the pie chart and the tax calculation will change when you enter the assessed value of your own home in the box that reads, "Enter your current property value assessment," or use the preset value. Enter your home's assessed value by viewing your tax notice, assessment notice, or by using online services on the city's website, or by using the Assessment Authority's e-value program. So by using online services, you can click on the link that takes you directly to the city's online services website. Using online services takes you to the city's website on our online services program. To find your home's assessed value, you can hit by address and type in your house number and then press search. This brings up information on your property. Go back to the survey website and type in your home's assessed value. This will change the tax calculation and show how municipal tax dollars are distributed for various city-operated services and initiatives. If you scroll down the website, you can see the various programs and services offered by the city. For each service, move the slider either to the right or to the left to increase or decrease spending in each service, or you can leave the slider as is if you're fine with current service levels. As you move the sliders, the impacts of your choices will appear, allowing you to make informed decisions. As you make your choices, your property tax dollar amounts will change in real time to show you the impact of your funding choices on your individual tax bill. Fill out the Tell Us About Yourself section and hit Submit. You will be brought to a dedicated results page where you can compare your choices with the rest of the population.
It's been 3 years in the making, but thanks to one man's drive and determination, a special historical photo project highlighting the Gulch area in Trail now nears completion. Up next, we meet Fred Romano and learn more about this unique project.
We are in the archives room here at the Colombo Lodge that was founded or opened in 1974 by an ex-president who was very into the picture taking and collecting articles, and his name was Alan Tignati, and he did a great job on this archives room, and now there's different people now taken over and also have done great work, and this is where we are today. And now people that come here and visit, they go through the lodge. Sometimes we have wine and cheese parties here for the dignitaries that come here, and also we have a wall that they sign so that, and even Tommy Lasorda was here one time. I always wanted to go back to my roots because I was immigrated here when I was 3 years old, and we lived on the Gulch, Chicanti Street. So I always wanted to look at, if I could find one, about a 1953 to 1960 map, which I did find, and it was now 3 years later, it's finished. So there's a map with all the streets that were there then, because half of them are gone, and everyone that lived in that house is going to be on that map. I really met with a lot of people, went to a lot of people's houses and talked to them about who lived next to them, because I knew who lived on Chicanti Street and a lot of other places, Byers Lane, because I lived on Byers Lane also. So anyways, it was amazing. Everyone wanted to see me when I was coming with my map, because we kept talking and talking for hours. Sometimes they were saying 3 guys lived in that house, so I had to decide which one was right. But there was a break at the end after 2 years. Found a 1952 phone book. So I said, if I would have found that, it wouldn't have taken me 3 years. So that's how it all started. Got all the names out of that phone book. So I know they lived there, so that those ones are correct for sure. I'm glad we got to this point. I had someone, Roland Perry, was very good, and he was the chairman of this for probably 20 years before I took over, because he just wanted step aside, but he's still on the committee. So we've looked at all the addresses, and he's gone through most of, or almost 90% of all the names to make sure they're spelled right, because I now send or give Steve Harder at Interior Signs, I give him the listing of all the names with the addresses. He's going to now put it together and make a draft copy, and then we're going to go over it and make sure that we're all got a group of people that lived up here, and we're going to make sure that it's correct to 99.9%. So that's where we are now. He's working on the map. This map is very busy because it had sewer lines, plot lines, so he took everything off and just put the addresses. So the addresses now will be on as a legend, and they will be color coded. So if it was Byers Lane, it would be blue, and the map will be blue, so you can go quickly to that address. So hopefully it's going to be completed in the spring of next year. The men of the lodge built this piazza, Colombo Piazza here, with partnership with the city. That's where now it's going to be put. The map's going to be in the park. It's going to be so that you can go around both sides, where you'll see the map in the front with the addresses and the people that live there, and some really cool priceless pictures in the back with these people that are 80 plus now that were teenagers, and I've got names for all of them, so it's going to be everyone's looking forward to get this map up.
The Visac Gallery recently did a run of videos highlighting area artists and artistic groups. In our first video, we look at the Trail Pottery Club.
When somebody new comes in, you always say to them, these are the days when there's lots of people here and there's lots of noise, because when I'm here, we're here, we get talking. So for us, not only do we come to create, but we also come to just to be with other people.
What we find here is there's potters, there's people who are painters who apply their painting to pottery. Some are more geometric.
Some are more abstract-y. Like I'm basically a functional wheel thrower, but I do play around with hand building and stuff. Teresa takes a lot of her wheel throwing stuff and then adds hand building techniques, like makes face mugs, and so everybody comes with different skill levels. And for me, I used to always say that I wasn't an artist, because to me it's really easy to throw a bowl or something on the wheel, and I never considered it an art. It took me a long time to say, okay, I guess it is an art.
It is art. Art.
It can be a very solitary thing. Like it's a very meditating, it's a very relaxing procedure, whether you're hand building or you're throwing something on the wheel.
You have to be really relaxed about your piece, because until it comes out of that final firing, you don't know if it's going to work or not, or it's going to blow up, or it's going to crack, or it's going to anything.
Yeah, so you have to. You can't get attached until it's done. Yeah, you've got to accept the fact that it's the process you've gone through, because you could end up anywhere along the line losing it. And then when you do get that wow result, it's that, okay, everything came together, and you've got that. Oh my gosh, did you see this? And whose is it? And you got to ask her what she did. How did they do it? The whole process to get to that end product is always different for everybody. When we do markets, Teresa does more markets than I do now, but when you're out there, people are very supportive. Yet when we do a show, like every year we do a show in the gallery, people are surprised that we're here, or they'll go, oh, I've always wanted to do that. So of course we right away get in there and say, oh, do you know that this exists?
So we're up to about 26 members now, 26, maybe 30 members, and it's nice.
Which is really good.
It is really good.
This is a fantastic pottery guild.
Thanks for joining us for another segment of the Community Producers. If you have content or video you'd like to share, contact us on our Shaw TV West Kootenay Facebook page or shoot us an email. I'm your host, Cheyanna Shypitka. Thanks for watching.